proximity now. We see proximity. Proximity is the way in which to start with, you can see the distance from the round icons. The distance from the round icons can be determined with proximity. And whenever you are designing your design, whenever you are doing a design, you need to understand that in any way you want to do your design, it need to be you need to follow the principle of proximity. Let me give you an example now. Maybe you have pictures in which you need to display, and you have 4 pictures in which you need to display. You must be able to position and place your picture in a way that we follow the law and principle of proximity. It means that the distance between these elements must be accurate. The distance between these elements, between the 2 elements, must be accurate, and there must not really be in a form. There must not be in a form of I think this thing is lagging. There must not be a form of a form in which the distance will not be accurate. The distance must be accurate in anything. Either you are going to be positioning a typeface over an image. There must be the law of proximity in everything you are going to do in design, so as to make everything united and to be in harmony. And definitely it's very obvious to notice any design that is not in harmony. So let's say you are adding a text and a color and an image. There's a way you will need to arrange them in a hierarchy of proximity that will lead to the balance. You must understand that your design must be balanced. And if you are talking about making a balanced design, it means that your design must in every way have that distance that is accurate. Then we move to the second type of unity and harmony principle of design, which is the continuation design, the continuation principle. This continuation principle deals with creating a design that doesn't have negative space. It means that there is a way in which you will design that you will have to leave so much space that will lead to the disorganizing or disarrangement of your elements. In this principle, you must understand that the continuation must be there. If you are trying to type something and you notice that the typeface in which you are using is of such that cannot really serve purpose or is not lengthy, there's a way in which you need to rearrange your design and to notice that there's a problem in the unity and arrangement of your design, so as to change the typeface in which you are using. Sometimes you need to use a tall font, sometimes you need to use a straight font, so as to make sure that there is still harmony in the distance, there is still harmony in the length of all your positions, in the positioning of your element. You need to understand that there is no way that at least you are going to be designing a text on an image, and the text and the image will not be in alignment, and the text and the image will not lead to another. You must understand that in this continuation principle, you must balance your design in a way that it must have the sense of lines or pattern extended. In a way, you might have a text that is longer than the image in which you want to put. You might have a shape. You will understand this more if we move into practical, but to understand the basic theory, you need to know that you might have 3 different visual components that they are not on the same space. How then can you incorporate these 3 together so as to make meaningful and so as to make a tangible meaning, a tangible concept? Is you using the sense and the rule of continuation, whereby you get to add these designs and balance them together so as to meet the demand, so as to meet the need. They are also going to move into the similarities. We get to understand that there are many things in design that might look similar. There's a way in which you are going to be designing, let's say a flyer designer, and then the things you can place together are limited. You cannot just place anything together. You cannot place the picture of the, let's say, the minister or the person in charge, cannot place the picture over the logo of the church. You need to understand that these things work hand in hand. There must be similarities in how you place your font, how you place your element. There must be similarities in how you place your visual component. I used to see some bad designs in which people get to place some designs over other designs, and I noticed that part of the things in which they lack is they lack the rules of the similarity, and they lack the rules of the similarity in design. Because if they understand fully this similarity, they will get to know that designs must actually be similar to each other. You cannot just place things that are not similar to each other. You cannot just place images that are not similar to each other. You cannot just place text in which they are not similar to each other. And then we are also going to be moving into the balance principle. We notice that as for a graphic designer, you need to be able to balance everything you are designing, and this also in a way is related to the harmony and related to unity. In this way, you understand that we have the symmetry balance, which is elements on either side of the axis are arranged similarly. Let me tell you something. There's a way in which we design a concept in which the element in which the user is providing you is not in any way related. It's not in any way related, but it takes this law of the symmetry rules and principles of design so as to bring this element together and bring them on the same axis, where you get to bring them and to organize them to form a balance. So it will not be like you are putting let's say you are putting a icon on this side and you are not balancing it with another icon that resemble each other. There's a way in which you can design that the image and the text will not be on the same axis. They will not be on the same axis, and they are needed to be on the same axis. In this way, we understand that this designer or the person in design lacks the sense of the symmetry balance principle. The symmetry balance principle deals more on the way you can arrange the elements on either side so as to bring up a design. You cannot just be designing something that will be in a way half baked. You cannot be designing something that will be in a way half baked, and this means that every icons that are similar to each other must balance. Let's say you are designing a design and you need to do more of a church poster. Now let us take church poster to an example, and you have a list of ministers that are ministering in the church posters. So this rules of the symmetry principle of design means that all these ministers, they are under the same canopy, and there is no way in which these ministers must not balance. So there is a way in which we bring these ministers together that they must balance each other. In any way you are going to do it, for the fact that everything is coupled in the same canopy, they must balance each other. For the reason why a logo is coupled with the logo name, there must be a balance in the two. It might not really be an icon to an icon, it might not really be an image to an image, it might be an image to a picture. There must be balance, and this is called symmetry balance. It must balance with the two because they are of the same group, they are of the same element. We are going to be moving to the asymmetry principle. I think the symmetry principle is just like the symmetry principle, but this just deals with other components of designs, other components of designs that are not really related. So I was giving an example, and I will continue with the example I was giving. I was giving an example on the church flyer, and I was saying that the symmetry balancing means that in a way in which you are going to be designing the ministers that will come for the program, there must be accuracy and there must be balance in every of those ministers, either from the pictures or the text in which you are going to use. There must be balance. They all must be balanced together. Then asymmetry design principle moves further to explain that there is a way in which you are going to be designing a full design, that even when that ministers and the people coming is already balanced, then you ought to also balance other things that will be on the designs, just like the logo and the logo name, just like the theme of what they have and other things. You need to balance it, and you need to put them in the right position, regardless of the fact that even they are not in the same canopy. If you group all the canopies together, because this is just the best way to understand it. It's like the symmetry is a canopy that, the canopy is for younger children, then there's another canopy for adults, there's another canopy for teenagers. So it's the symmetry, the combinations of many other symmetries will lead to the asymmetry principle of design, because in this sense it will incorporate other designs so as to balance everything. You've started from the simplest balancing, and I said simple design, complex designs are the combinations of simple designs. So when you keep on balancing the symmetric designs, which are the designs that relate to each other, you will have to balance everything together as a whole. Then let us look at the third type of balancing, which is the radical principle of design. It means that elements are arranged around a circular form. In this principle of design, it means that there is some time in which you will have to create a concept which is in a form of a radical form. There is a way in which you have to do these things, that they must balance in length, breadth, vertically, either vertically or horizontally. There must be a balance in the kind of design that will come from a radical concept. So if you are designing with a radical concept, you must understand that you need to design this thing in a way that will incorporate the overall radical concept. And with this, I hope and I know that you ought to have understand the balance